Hi, and welcome to a very special edition of Steve Eats. Today I'm going to be making the Landis chili family recipe. And even though in my cookbook it's listed as world's greatest chili, I do not have any empirical data to verify that as fact. However, many people that have tried it have told me it's the best chili they've ever eaten. So here's the recipe. I'll give you a few seconds to look at that. And also you can pause it here to write it down if necessary. Okay, that should be good. Alright, so let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm looking at. The most important part of this chili is the meat. So as you see here, I have, the recipe calls for 1 pound of bacon, 3 pounds of ground beef, and 1.5 pounds of sausage. So what I did is I've halved the recipe for today because I made a batch 2 days ago so that we could taste it once we're done because it has to cook for a long time. So I have here 1/2 pound of hickory smoked bacon, 1.5 pounds of fresh ground beef, and 1 pound of ground sausage. The next important recipe, or part of the recipe, are the beans. Now, I like a lot of color and variety in my chili. So as you can see here, I'm using red kidney beans, white beans, black beans, and I have from the can I opened the other day just regular old chili pinto beans. Okay, so we also have diced tomatoes, the recipe calls for, and you can find these. They're diced tomatoes with green chilies, which gives them a little extra kick. Got a couple cans of those. You can also add fresh peppers. You need tomato sauce, a couple dashes of hot sauce. I always like Frank's. It's not super hot, but it has a good flavor to it. I'm going to need some crushed red pepper, some fresh minced garlic, a little bit of ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and of course sugar, as I put in all of my recipes. And then of course the hot peppers. I have a mixture of hot peppers. I have some chipotle peppers, some sliced jalapeno peppers, and some hot chili peppers. We'll add them as we go along. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to do is brown all of the meat, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. As you can see, the sausage and the beef are ground up, or browned, I mean. So, as you can see, you don't want it to be too small, but you don't want it to be too big. You want it to be kind of a variety, like little teeny pieces and smaller bite-sized pizzas. That way it'll give it kind of a different texture. So we're going to go ahead and dump that in. And as you can see, the beans, there are actually 4 different kind of beans in here. We'll dump that in. Gives it a nice color. And again, the beans, different beans are added a variety of flavors and textures as you're eating them. The tomato sauce. Get that all in there. And here are the diced tomatoes. You can use crushed tomatoes, and like I said, I use ones that come already with diced green chilies in there to give it a little extra bite. I like the big chunky tomatoes in my sauce. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot about the bacon. So we have to add the bacon. Now, as you can see, the bacon has been chopped up into smaller pieces. You don't want it to be too small for it to kind of dissolve, but you want it to be big enough so that when they bite it, they know they got a piece of bacon in their mouth. Makes it super delicious. Now, as I said, it's bacon and sausage. So if you don't eat pork, you can use turkey sausage and turkey bacon. It won't be as delicious, but you'll still get the general idea of the chili. Here are the chopped peppers. Again, there was chili peppers, chipotle peppers, a couple different kind of peppers. I got green, red, and yellow in there, again, to give it a bit of color and different flavor. The peppers thing is going to be something you're going to have to adjust to your taste. If you like it hot, I always used to use fresh peppers out of our garden, but we've been moving around a lot lately, so we haven't had a garden in a couple years, so we've run out of those. If you want to make it really, really spicy, get some habanero peppers. 1 or 2 habanero peppers in the batch, plus a variety of other peppers will make it pretty smoking hot. The ketchup. That's just, again, to give it extra body to the sauce. The sugar. Everything is better with sugar. Cup of sugar. We're going to do a couple tablespoons of garlic. Fresh minced garlic, so it spreads all throughout. I love garlic. I love garlic. Lots of garlic. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. That's kind of a smoky flavor to it. There's 1, 2, 3. Get that out of the way. 1 tablespoon of crushed red peppers. Get that out of the way. Well, I notice it's smaller than a spoon. And 3. It's a couple tablespoons of hot sauce. Again, I use Frank's. This way we'll get some of the mix that around. I said, like, the reason why I like Frank's so much is it's got a bit of spice to it, but it's not overbearing, and it just has a very nice flavor to it. And then last thing is we're going to put in a little bit of ground black pepper. That should be enough. And when you start making this yourself, again, we adjusted it to flavor. I don't like onions, so I don't put onions in my chili, but that's something I'm sure that most people like to do, so it's at this point you would want to chop up your onion and throw it in there. You can also throw like bell peppers in there, which again, I don't like them either. You can use more spicy peppers to make the chili hotter, or less peppers. I always put in extra beans as well, more beans than the recipe calls for, because it's a ton of meat. If you do it exactly how the recipe calls for, it's going to be a lot of meat in there. But you throw in the extra beans and it gives you a larger product at the end. And it's still absolutely delicious. So everything is in here. So now we need to find our big spoon that I should have had out before I started. And we're going to stir it up. We'll put the setting on high to get us going. And Isaac, come on in here and get the chili. As you can see, it's got a lot of color to it. I'm starting to get the meat to come up. It's got reds and greens and yellows from the peppers. It's got the browns from the meat. And it's got the white, the red, all the different color chili beans that are in here. So stir it up nice and good. Get it all mixed in together. Now, one of the things I recommend is if you're gonna make this, make it a day before you eat it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this crock pot on high for about an hour to get it really going, get it really boiling up in here. And then I'm going to turn it down to low and let it cook for about 6 to 8 hours. Stirring it occasionally so that it doesn't burn and stick to the crock pot. Good crock pot shouldn't do that. If you leave it on high for too long, it will. You really should stir it if you leave it on high. And then if I were you, after cooking it for 6 to 8 hours, I would put it away. Put it in the fridge overnight. And then bring it out the next day for a couple hours before you're ready to eat. That gives all the ingredients more time to, complement each other, to blend together. And everybody in this told me that the day after chili is better than the day of chili. So that'll be that. We'll go ahead and put the lid on this. We'll let that cook for a little while. And in the meantime, back up. Here's the batch I made this 2 days ago. Hopefully it's had time to heat up here. I can get it started as quick as I could. This is what it ends up looking like. You got a good shot of that? Mm-hmm. It's all blended together. The colors aren't as drastic, or as dramatic, I should say, as they were, but you can still see the different colors in there. So the big hunks of pepper. So we're going to go ahead and have a nice taste of this. Use this spoon right here. So we're going to try out the world famous Landis family recipe chili. And here we go. First time I've had a bite of it. Oh, it's just as good as I remember. It's just like a full wave of flavor hitting you from every direction. It's spicy, but it's not burning my face off. I like stuff a little spicy though. So when you watch the recipe, you might want to tone down. The peppers I used on the jar, it says hot. You can get medium ones, and then the chili won't be as spicy. But this is so good. Oh wow, absolutely delicious. So that's it for today. I hope you will enjoy this recipe, and if you do, if you try it and you like it, respond here. Let me know. Make some comments. Let me know if you liked it, and hopefully this will be a staple at your summer barbecues, or it's even better in the wintertime when you're snuggled up on the couch in front of the fire, watching Christmas movies. So that's it for now from Steve Eats. Cheers.